What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and this is Michael. Welcome to All Day Unpacked. We are back talking about the rewind pack drop that happened today.
Yep. Was it Rewind 2?
Rewind 2.
Rewind 2.
Rewind 2, and pretty much anybody who wanted 2 packs seems like they could get it. It was a pretty, so I know some people will complain and say it should be scarcer, but man, I love being able to get back in and get a second pack and not having to worry about what number I was in the front of the line. So I was happy. I got my 2 packs and I was good to go.
I just want to say this. I feel like the tide has turned on packs, and I feel like there's a bunch of people who are still saying, packs are kind of whack. But I feel like the packs, like for 4 moments, for $59, I feel like the value is kind of there. I mean, if you pulled a Lamar Jackson, there's 10,000 of those puppies out there. Those are like $60. I mean, I feel like the packs are back. I feel like they're to be had right now. And I feel like the people that maybe didn't go after them as heavy this time kind of missed out. That's my take on it.
Yeah, no,
Thoughts?
I would agree. I think there was enough like premier moments that those packs were paying for themselves. I mean, even if you didn't get Lamar Jackson, he was 60. Fields is like right under 40.
Yeah.
The Jonathan Taylor Commons in the 20s. There's a lot of moments that were paying for themselves today.
And a lot of debuts. Again, I mean, it's like those debuts, they're hard to get. I mean, they start climbing in price and you're like, oh, I should have got that one. Well, here was your opportunity to get some pretty easy ones. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I made out with some Lamar Jackson, with some pretty good serial numbers. So,
yeah,
I mean, hey, it's like,
I did not get any Lamar Jacksons, but you best believe I was stacking a few up in the marketplace afterwards because, I'm telling you right now, $61 for Lamar Jackson is, I gotta say, even though I'm not the world's biggest Lamar Jackson fan, this is criminally underpriced. When you got Burrow and you've got, Allen sitting in the 100 range, why is Lamar Jackson at $60?
This is his debut. This isn't just like some
guys, I'm saying,
yeah.
Burrow and Allen both have 10,000 edition debuts, just like Lamar. So my question is, why is it, why are they so much more? Because
it came out later. I think because he's a later release. I feel like Lamar Jackson, you talk to us in 2-3 months, it's going to be a different story. But I feel like, he's one of the later releases. So it's, they'll jump on the bandwagon.
That's what I would say too. If you're, even if you're not a huge Lamar Jackson fan, go get a few now. Because I'm telling you, they're not going to go down. I mean, barring an injury or some crazy, event for him, people are saying he's throwing better. People are saying that he's looking better in camp. He's I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to take a flyer for $58, $60.
Exactly. Right. And here's the thing. The team that loses the Super Bowl historically has not recovered so well. The Bengals, I love the Bengals, and I hope they do well. But I kind of wonder if the Bengals might not falter. Steelers are not looking that good. And let me tell you, what I saw out of the Cleveland Browns tonight's starting lineup for the first couple series was nothing short of atrocious. Now, they might, obviously it's game 1, preseason, you can't get all crazy about it. But let me just say, there is a clear path here for the Ravens to really step up and win a division here. So I would not be sleeping on Lamar Jackson on cheap moments, especially fantasy stuff. I mean, I'm not into that, but I can just imagine the stats he's going to rack up if this division kind of stinks.
I have a little bit of a different theory as to why this happened, but I just wanted to bring this up. Look, Josh Allen, 107, Joe Burrow, 100, Lamar Jackson, 59. That gap is too big. Lamar Jackson needs to be up in the $80, $90 range. And my theory is that because the Burrows and the Allens kind of got dropped in a couple of different releases versus every Lamar Jackson hit the market today. So
here, I would say my theory in contrast to that is, a guy who just went to the Super Bowl and are you there still?
Yeah. Siri somehow we activated her and she's telling me about Lamar Jackson right now.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear.
Thank you, Siri. Appreciate that.
Going back, I would say that Joe Burrow just went to the Super Bowl and Josh Allen is predicted to go to the Super Bowl. And I think those are the reason those two are so sought after.
I no, and I agree, and I think that they're rightfully sought after. But I'm just saying, if it depends on what your approach is, right? If you're a fantasy guy, get one of each, right? I get
Right.
it. So, have them available. But if you're an investor, if you're looking to try to like, if I'm saying to myself like, how am I going to make some money in this market? Buy Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Like that to me, that's the one. He will double. Like I see Lamar Jackson at 120 at some point this year. I'm just
The only way you're going to get a better price than I would say 50 is about as low as it's going to go. And I think the only reason it would go lower than 50 is if he gets hurt. Like, I mean,
yeah, and again,
I don't see him having a bad enough year that he's going to drop down. I think there's a lot more to go, like it's on the uptrend than going down unless he gets hurt.
Yeah.
So
and that's any player, honestly. Like if any player gets hurt.
I think that Lamar Jackson, you can pretty much book it that he's gonna play well enough to make his moment worth a lot more than what it currently is at. So I'm with you 100% on that. We got Zach Wilson
that got hurt. Yeah. Let's see. Want to see falling off a cliff? There it is, right there.
There it is, folks.
So here's Zach Wilson, kind of going down a little bit. Maybe not as high, sitting in the 40s, hurt. $10 drop.
I fucking love it, dude. This is probably, and I'm probably in the minority here, but let me just say, this is what I love.
Well, no one loves Zach Wilson getting hurt. Let's just be straight.
No, not that, but I fucking love the fact that these moments are going to go up and down. They're like ticking time bombs. They can go either way, and you just don't know what roller coaster you're on until it's too late. And you can try and predict all you want, but it ain't going to help.
Yeah, it is truly like trading crypto or the stock market or anything where it just has a lot of volatility. It can go either way. So very interesting to watch this and see how this is preseason. So and this wasn't even, he's in for an MRI. There's no news about anything yet. So this is just speculation. Imagine when it's like week 3 or something, or imagine like when Chase Young went down, how that's going to impact players like that. Probably not as much on the fantasy side because he's defense, but
but I still think when these guys get hurt, they're gonna think will he ever come back or whatever. But just look at, that's like $10 of speculation right there. That is just it's $11 of speculation, I believe.
No, 9.
I thought he was at 48. I'm sorry.
36.
Still,
it's all right.
Bottom line is he could be back and he could do outstanding this year. So again, this is a great opportunity to go in.
Just a light sprain where he's out 2-3 weeks or whatever, and
he's back for week 1.
So.
All right, let's go back to the moments from the pack and let's start talking about them. You want to bring up the list of them?
Yeah.
You could probably just go to the for sale, or we're just going straight list. I was talking like value currently of them. Where are they sitting right now that they've come out? Where's Chase Edmonds
there's not
at?
a great way to bring that up in the marketplace. So we can go and look at the recent lists, but see, this is a good example of where
there's no way to separate by rewind to
have a sort by release date maybe or something, or I don't know, but it would be nice to be able to do that. But normally you can see most of the moments are here. So there's Adam Thielen $9, Tyler Lockett $8, DJ Chark $4. If you're a fantasy player, DJ Chark at $4.
Yep,
that's a good pickup for fantasy. For $4, I'd have him in my pocket. Jonathan Taylor 26. We knew this was coming, right? Jonathan Taylor finally an affordable. He's not. I don't want to say he's overpriced for a common, but because he doesn't have a rare, there's the market is if you want him on your fantasy squad, you're gonna have to pony up, and people knew that. So 26 for him.
Yeah.
59 Lamar.
TJ Hawkinson at $11. To me, you talk earlier. Fantasy.
Yeah.
Huh?
He was lower.
He's an
earlier.
8,000.
He was like in the $8-9 range.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying 8,000 count, $11. They play in a division with the Green Bay Packers, and the Vikings and the Bears are not looking so hot. So, I think that he could be racking it up this year.
Yeah, and if you want to know how high people are on Javonte Williams, look at Melvin Gordon, $3. Ouch!
Yikes! That's rough.
Don't tell his mom.
Don't. Donovan Peoples-Jones $7.
Yep.
Justin Tucker coming in at $130. I love it. A little love for the
you think
kickers,
about it too,
but
it's his only moment. Yeah, kickers matter in fantasy. Those, especially a good kicker like that can get you a lot of points. Chase Claypool rare $63, which is interesting when you look up here. There's a couple other rares. Cameron Hayward sitting at 70. Devonta Smith sitting at 110.
How about Demario Davis? $39.
Yeah, he is not doing well. He's in like I didn't get one in a pack, which I'm kind of glad now because he's at $39. I was able to get one in the low 40s. Happy he got a decent serial. So, added one. Boy, I know there's 1,200 of them, and he's defense, so it's like a fantasy thing. I wonder if Allday doesn't make some defensive heavy challenges coming up, just because fantasy is going to be such a like a value booster for people. So interesting to see.
Chris Godwin, 97 for a rare.
Yeah. Here's your Agnew return for 46.
Yeah, I think that'll drop a little bit. I do.
Yeah,
but
it was.
Hell of a play.
It was a little bit lower earlier, actually.
Was it?
Oh,
that's
that
when
Seahawks team moment, 260.
Really?
But that's a 499. So this is that 499 series that we see the Bills in. We've seen there's 2 Raiders moments in there, and there's one other team, and so
the count's 499.
Yeah, counts 499, and it's 260. So I would say that's one of the lower priced of that edition. Right. So that's not a bad price for that one.
The only thing I would say is that I think people are a little skeptical of the Seahawks. So I think that,
yeah, who do they have for a quarterback?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Not looking good.
You think, well, the problem is like the only guy that's really left is Garoppolo, and there's no way the Niners are going to trade Garoppolo to an in-division rival.
Oh, there's a way.
Well, not usually. Let's put it that way. It's very
not usually
very
correct.
Rare that you see that. Jalen Reagor, $3. I
Ouch.
have to shamefully admit that I pulled a Jalen Reagor, unfortunately. Stephon Gilmore, $9.
That seems criminally low.
I mean, it does until you think about the fact that he's defense, and it's he's later in his career. He's not he's not going to be around as long. So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It seems
I got love for the defense, man. I got love for the defense.
I do too, but you just gotta be like put that aside when you're looking at the prices here and think about like you may have.
I understand.
You're not looking at the Texans team debut is only $13. That for a 7,000 series, that's not bad. That seems. Well,
if you're talking moment. If you're talking fantasy again, what does a team moment do for you then?
Again, not a whole lot unless it's for unless that's how you play a defense special teams in fantasy.
Got it. So, okay.
Which it could be.
I'd like to see some defensive inclusion here.
I mean, there are fantasy leagues that get to that level. The problem is they're not very popular just because most people only care about scoring.
Sure.
So,
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
well, I've got to advocate for the defense here. Yeah. Somebody's got to stand up for those guys. That's going to be me.
All right. You're a defensive guru. So yeah, so that gives you a kind of a good look at like what some of the things are doing price wise.
Myles Garrett, $10.
That's not bad for a comment for him. It's not even his debut, so that's pretty good.
What's your opinion on Justin Fields going for $35? What's your read on that one?
Here's the thing. I'll say it's probably a little low, but at the same time, he hasn't really done a whole lot. So I would have put him above. I would have thought he would have priced out above Zach Wilson just performance wise. I would have before Zach Wilson hurt his leg. So Zach Wilson was at 46. So I would have thought Fields would have come in at like the 55 range.
Okay.
I'm at 35. I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer of Fields moments just because. What for $35 for a starting franchise quarterback who, depending on if you believe in him or not, that's not a bad for a rookie for his rookie debut.
Sure.
I'm a buyer at $35. Like I can't, I've at least got to have a few of those. So,
got it.
Yeah. So I'm a believer in getting a few of those, even if for nothing else, like they'll have some fantasy value. Throughout the year and things like that. They're not going to, this guy isn't going anywhere for the next couple of years. They're not going to give up on him after a year. So,
got it.
So yeah, he's worth holding.
Are you a believer at $89 for serial number 128?
Oh, for Fields?
Yeah.
Let's.
We got Half Court Hank here selling Justin Fields number 128 for $89.
I mean, that feels like a decent value at a low serial like that. If it was
right,
Boy, if it was just a little bit higher, I'd really strongly consider that buy.
Consider that one? Okay.
Yeah, I see half court right there, hanging it there. So now, let's see. Is there any 2 digits? All the 2 digits are like in the high ones at least.
Yeah.
I'd watch it for a minute, but I mean, what's interesting is you look, and half court Hank at 89 for number 128. There's no one even close to that price until you get to 248, where it goes to 90. So, right. I mean, as of right now, 89 at 128 is a value buy, just depending on
right now.
Yeah,
that could change. Tomorrow.
Change in an instant. So,
yeah. What do you think about the Joey Bosa comment going for $10?
Seems right. He's got multiple moments. So again, and not, it's in line with a lot of the defensive moments. Like defensive studs, when it's not their premier moment and it's a common, seem to fall in that like kind of 8 to 12 range. So that seems about right for him.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. When you're buying your moments, what do you, like, I think this is interesting how people approach this. Are you more of a, would you rather have like, a really high serial number and just have one of a guy? Or would you rather get, 5 or 6 of a guy, but have, serial numbers in like the 5, 6, 7, 8,000 range?
That's a great question. So I think it depends on the person that you're talking to here. I'm more of a collector versus a utility guy. So I think you've got your utility guys, and people who maybe are trying to flip them and like take a profit or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. I'm more in it for the collecting aspect of it. I just, I'm more of a long-term holder. So I'm here for the wave. So for me, if I can get a lower serial number at a good price, that's what I'm looking for. I'm there because, I would like to have it in like 3-4 years and say, hey, I got like the debut of person X, Y, or Z. And, I held it for a long time and there it is. And it's like, I guess what does a lower serial number really do? We don't really know yet. I mean, there's this like kind of like fictitious value that goes around it. But it seems like everybody kind of believes in it for some reason. But yeah, I would rather have a lower serial number of somebody and again, get it at that lower price if I can. So I'd rather just have the one than have multiples. Now, if it's somebody that, I'm maybe grabbing for like a fantasy value or something like that, where I think maybe you could have a good season and it's more of a short-term thing, well, then I'm not looking for the serial. But I mean, I think that's common sense.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, what do you think?
For me, it's a mix. It's if, I think there's players, it's, I try to do a mix, right? So I think you probably go a little higher on the serial number. So my thought is like, like if I look at like Justin Fields here, right? So let's say I want to get like, if you're a huge Justin Fields fan, right? You would say, all right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy, I don't know, like you're going to find the value and you're going to say, all right, I'm going to buy 35 for 199. And I'm probably more of the mindset where I'd be like, okay, let me come down, a little bit further and let me find, let's see, I don't even know. Like here, let me find number 496 at $60. Buy that.
Right.
And then let me go in and buy a few more at that $30, $40, $45 range, decent cereals in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
And then those are, so 406, it's like, again, like, it's like for me, if I'm not getting number one, then what does it matter if I have 10, 20, 200? Like a 3-digit or better is like kind of enough for me. And so hold the 496 for me. That's my hodl, right? And then take the other ones, and those are my like investments. So I'm just waiting for the floor to go up so that I can just hopefully maybe that $45 floor turns into an $80 floor. Great, sell it, and then you've got money.
So then I'll take your question. I'll take your question and take it one step further. I mean, what is your goal? Like, I mean, like what, like when you buy a Justin Fields, like say you buy 3 Justin Fields.
Yep.
What do you need 3 for?
I don't need 3. I need 1. So the way I buy moments is I'm a collector. So ultimately I want to have one of each, just because that's just the old football card collector in me where I wanted complete sets, right? So I want one of each. But if I buy multiple of a player, it's because I think they've got potential to, to go up. And so
Sure.
if I buy more than one of a moment, I'm thinking to myself, hey, I want to keep one, like you said, right? I want to keep one, so I got it to show and to have. But the other ones are more of an investment then. So it's like I'm holding on to those so that if that floor does go up and I want to cash in to buy something new, then I've got ones to sell rather than having to sell my one that I really love.
Got it. So in other words, you're getting one to hold, others just to flip.
Yeah, like, I mean, here's a great example, like Demario Davis. So his rare came out, and I bought one. Now, if he goes down into if he gets down into the mid 30s, I might buy another one. Not because my plan is only to own one Demario Davis. I don't ever plan to own a second one. I like him as a player, but I don't feel like he's going to like blow up or anything. So, but if if he gets down to some price where I'm just like, that's ridiculous, then I'll consider buying another one. So,
got it.
So yeah, so it's only players who I really think, have a lot of for instance, I like Kyle Pitts. There's a guy who every time I see his moments get, to a lower price, I'll buy one, like buy a comment or something, because I think he's going to be a strong ball player. He's not, but he's like a year or two away from really like blowing the roof off of a place. He's got Mariota throwing. He's, they'll get there, but yeah.
The Falcons don't look like a complete team. So again, I think that's kind of the football in me just kind of saying that they're going to be a while before. I mean, Pitts might have like a decent year, but it's going to be a slow one.
It is, but again, to your point, if you're looking to buy moments to hold on for a couple of years, buy a Pitts. Why not buy Pitts rookies now while he's not as he's not floundering, but he doesn't have like the stud thrown to him, and then in a couple of years when he does have a stud thrown to him. And then you're sitting on a nice profit there.
Well, that stud could be sitting on the bench right now.
Could be. I mean, we saw Tennessee.
Malik Willis
looked. He started
looked
off
apart.
He started off a little shaky. He started off, missed his first three, but after that he got back on track. It looked very athletic. Very big. Looked like he could be some talent there. So there's a guy who probably maybe won't have a moment this year if things go the way that they want it to, but might sneak in there and get one after all. So he's a guy to watch.
Here's what I want to check out. Let's check out these legendaries.
All right.
I'd like to see how's old Mark Andrews doing, and what happened with these guys.
Why don't you?
I saw Gregory Rousseau at $1,700
because it's his rookie. Because he's a rookie. There's a good example. But yeah. And I'll tell you what, the Bills fans, I think there's a lot of Bills fans on All Day. It really feels that way because look at their team moment. It's way more than any other team moment.
The Lions are giving it a close run.
But come on. All right, give me the other. Who are the other legendaries from this drop?
Mark Andrews, Gregory Rousseau, Leonard Fournette, and Amari Cooper.
I haven't even seen the Amari Cooper legendary.
I saw it. It was up there. I haven't seen the Fournette.
I did see the Fournette. So there you go. Cooper's $1,150, Rousseau $1,700, Mark Andrews $1,250, Fournette $1,250. So not, those are affordable. Those are some affordable legendaries if you're in the market for legendaries. But again, none of them are debuts. So
I gotta say, I don't understand the Gregory Rousseau one. I just of all the guys that could have come out with a legendary this week, that's the one that I'm
gonna go with. He's a rookie, and he's a Bill. And the Bills, people love their Bills. Like those. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's, and they're just you look across the country and it's like certain teams kind of surge in popularity. There's a lot of new Bill fans coming in.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people are getting on that bandwagon right now, and so I just think that you see that reflecting on the moments. So
yes, yeah, okay.
I mean, the same thing with the Chiefs. The Chief moments are doing really well too. I mean,
sure.
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is a great quarterback. His debut is what, $1,800.
Yeah,
which is above and beyond every other quarterback and such by a pretty good margin.
Yeah,
the only other guy you could think of the problem is you want to compare him against a Rodgers or a Brady, but they're both Rodgers was a legendary debut and Brady was a a common debut. So it's hard to compare apples to apples there.
Right. I mean, I guess the one thing I'll say is at least we didn't see any punters on the legendaries, so that's a good thing. That's no a solid.
Made.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee would be so upset with you right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, right on. Well, I think that kind of wraps up the pack drop as far as I'm concerned. We've kind of gone through some of the moments where they're at, and we got a weekend of preseason here. I'm sure there'll be a couple more injuries. I hope nobody gets injured, but there probably will be a few injuries, and I'll be interested to see how some of this stuff kind of rattles the market. And I'm sure there'll be some great deals tonight, so I'm sure we'll be back at it soon enough and talking about some moments.
Yeah, I actually, all this has gotten me excited. I'm going to go back on the marketplace. I saw a couple of good prices go by. I need to go do a little shopping.
I think I am in the same boat. So let's get the hell off this thing and start buying.
Sounds good. See you out there.
Later.